So good morning, everybody, once again, and welcome to the 2021 regional meeting of the Europe and Eurasia Globe Program Community. The meeting is organized by the Regional Office of Europe and Eurasia with the support of the Globe Implementation Office and other sponsors and supporters. As NASA, National Science Foundation, NOAA, Department of State, and UCAR that is hosting Globe Implementation Office. And we are here today with Dana, Lenka, myself, and also with our new colleague, Chila. And me and Dana, we will be the moderators, and Lenka will be solving some technical requests that you may have. And it was last year, I would say it was unexpected that we will have a second virtual meeting. We thought it would be the only one, but we are having the second one. And we are glad that we can see you, if not in person, then online. And we still believe that this is an opportunity also for other people to join us in the next few days for the broader program that we have for also teachers and students and other Globe friends. And all those people, perhaps they would not be able to join us for the in-person meeting. So let's take this as an opportunity and let's just enjoy this week's afternoons or mornings for some of us. And so far we have registered more than 200 people. And when I was counting it just 5 minutes ago, it was 27 countries from our region, which is an impressive number. And some more countries are joining us from other regions as well for this week. And we are looking forward to see all of them and to see you today, especially. So let's go through the agenda for today. I will just share it. Okay, you can see it now. Okay, so let's see what we have ahead. We decided that we will have 4 hours of the CC meeting, which is 1 hour more than last year, because we think that we have a lot to share and to discuss about. And we have a break somewhere in the middle. And the first session will be the opening session. Tony Murphy will have a presentation. We will talk about some review of what has been done in Globe in 2021. And after that, we will have a session more like a question and answer session about the trainers and mentor trainer certification process. And as the, let's say, last one will be the discussion session on several topics that we filtered from the Padlet posts from country coordinators, from you, the Padlet posts are still there, you can read it, but we just selected like 6 topics on which we will be discussing. And the last session, perhaps you're wondering what it means, Globe Snacks. That would be a session of interaction and perhaps a surprise, and you will just look forward to this session to begin at the end of today. So I think that's all for the start. And just if there are any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask, or you use chat for any questions or comments. The chat is open for you. And that's it for now, I think.
Yes. Dear Globe friends, it's so nice to meet you all again. I'd like to greet all of you and also to send greetings to your countries, to all people that work together with you in the Globe program. And this year, we want to meet with you, with this group of country coordinators and deputy country coordinators once more this week. And it will be on Friday afternoon for 2 hours from 13 to 15 in the afternoon. It's a Prague time. And we'd like to reflect with you the whole week and put together some plans for the next year. So we'd like to have a closing of the meeting together with you the last day on Friday. Yeah, and if we can show you the agenda for Tuesday. Bara, can you put the next slide? Okay. So we'd like also, we know that it's probably quite difficult for all of you to join all the sessions during the whole week, but it will be nice if you can at least join some of them. So we'd like to highlight for tomorrow on Tuesday, there is a presentation of Tony Murphy, updates and plans for the next year. And then there is such a special session named Globe Benefits the Environment. It will be presentations and discussion. And this session will be opened by Alison Leitner, Program Manager for Education and Communication from NASA. So it's a great honor for us that she will open this session. Then on Wednesday, we have a session growing up with Globe, and teachers will share their experience. They will present how they work with the Globe, and it will start with the teachers that work with small children at kindergartens, then elementary school, and continue with high school, and also we have some alumni invited. And after that, there is a special session about collaboration, where it will be enough space for discussions, not only presentations, but also discussion on different ways of cooperation. And on Thursday, you can meet students, Globe students, and their presentations and some videos. Okay. And then Cornell and David will update us about Globe technology. So also we'd like to highlight this part. Yeah, and you can, Bara put to the chat, you can find the detailed agenda on the website. There is all the presentation with name of schools and teachers or students is presented. So have a look and also choose what is available for you, and please join the sessions as you can. So you know, this year we try, or we'd like to try to be more in touch with you, because we are not able to be in person, but we'd like to try to be in touch through the WhatsApp group. And we created a special WhatsApp group that will work only this week, and call it 2021 Globe Regional Meeting. And we'd like to ask you to share your ideas and reflections to specific topics, presentations, discussions that will be going online. And these posts will be very helpful and important also during our Friday reflection. And also it can, or it may allow to keep track with the regional meeting for those country coordinators or DCCs who are not able to join or follow all the sessions in the real time, so they can receive some of your reactions. And so it could be helpful for all of us. So I have created this group on Friday, and we have now about, I think, 33 members now in the group. And if you are not there and would like to join the group, please send me your mobile phone number, and I can put you there. So it's voluntarily, but if you want, it's still possible and working. So any questions to the agenda or to the WhatsApp group at this moment? Are there any? No? Everything is clear? Okay. So we are very happy that we have with us Dr. Tony Murphy, Director of Globe Implementation Office, and Lynn Wigbells, Globe Program International Coordinator. We very appreciate that you joined the meeting. We know that it's a quite early morning for you, and we'd like to thank you for being with us, and not only today, but also during other days of the meeting. It's a great support because it's also an opportunity to discuss with you some topics, open new topics. So really thank you for this opportunity. And it's my great pleasure to give a floor for a few introductory words. So please, may I ask Tony the first. Tony, you are muted, I think.
I am. That's going to be the slogan of the pandemic, right? So you're muted. Well, it's great to see faces here and names on other boxes. It's like having some quiz game or something in front of me here. But it's great to see people, and thank you for taking the time out to join the meeting. And these meetings are very important, as you know, for building the network and the community within the region, and especially with the pandemic, they're even more important. And I also want to thank all of you who've been able to attend the meetings that Bara and Dana have been able to facilitate and put on every month. I think that they're great. And I've been able to go to a couple in the different regions, and every region does it differently, but they're all great topics, and they're great information for the country coordinators that are in the countries, and the different challenges that they're facing, both with the pandemic, but also outside of the pandemic. And so it's great to see you all here, and it's going to be a packed couple of days, I think, until Friday.
So thank you, Tony. And may I ask Lynn a few words at the beginning?
Okay, well, thank you, Donna. And yeah, I just want to tell you how happy I am to be here with you today and for the week. I'm really looking forward to the discussions all week and the presentations and videos. And I know that Donna and Bara and the team have been working very hard looking at all of the proposals that came in and coming up. I think it was a very hard decision on your part, but I'm looking forward to seeing all of this. So thank you, and I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you that you are with us. So I want to say that we are very happy to see like good old friends here, but also we can see some new faces there. And I'd like to introduce you new members of our Globe family. So I will start with France. I think that Estelle is here. Estelle is a new deputy country coordinator. She works together with Danielle. Estelle, are you here? Can you only introduce yourself? Hello, Estelle? She's on the list, but probably can't.
Sorry.
Yes,
sorry.
I am.
I needed to put my.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm Danielle Doucet, French. Okay, coordinator for France, country coordinator for France, and I have been working on the club since like 17 years. And I am part of the board. So nice to see all of you, new and all the friends. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Bara, for the organization.
Yeah. And do you have Estelle with you or not? She's probably now or can't hear us. Okay, so we can continue to Ireland, where we have a new country coordinator. Eileen started to work as a country coordinator since the middle of September because Anthony left his position to another job. So you know Eileen as a deputy country coordinator. So welcome here in a new role. Eileen, hello to Ireland.
Hi everyone. I think I've virtually met a lot of you at this point, but I'm delighted to take on this role and looking forward to this week and our discussions and collaboration. So thank you, Dana, and everyone.
Thank you, Eileen. Then we have in Portugal, we have a country coordinator, Vasco Mantas. He is not here today, but hopefully he will join later because he is registered. And then we have new countries in our group family. It's Armenia and Moldova. So we will see if some representatives of these countries will join us during this week or later during our country coordinators meetings. So welcome new globe members, and we really look forward to cooperate with all of you. So now I'd like to give a floor
taking it.
for Bara.
Yeah, I'm taking it from here. So last year we talked to you about the priorities that we have in the region, our team of the regional office. Those priorities, they are always selected together with the community, with you as country coordinators mainly. And I would like to come back to those that we talked about last year, and let's just review what actually, what all was organized over the past year, what we worked on together with you, and some of those things we want to continue in, we want to follow up on this. And let's just make this, ground so that we all are aware what is already going on and what was happening this year. So I will share, I have a few slides, so I will share the screen now. Once. Yes. So I guess you can see the slides now. And the first priority that we talk a lot about and that we really work on was to strengthen the school collaboration across the region, to support not only country coordinators to share experience, but also to teachers to talk to each other and to start projects together, perhaps. And the major thing to support collaboration, the major tool is the phonology campaign collaboration groups and the discussion forum. It's still going on. This is a big effort of Lenka that this all is going on, and we have really nice feedback from teachers, and they are getting used to sharing their own projects and their own the result of their own work with the students. Part of that were also many virtual opportunities. There were several webinars, both in spring and autumn part of the phonology campaign that were open to everyone. Teachers were presenting their We also had scientists interacting with teachers. And I think it was a nice opportunity for all the active members of the community to keep in touch. And what we do a little bit perhaps behind the scene is to support the topics that were identified by you as an attractive to start collaboration or attractive for your community. So over the last year, you could have heard about microplastics a lot. This is a big thanks to the Globe Italy team and to all the schools who joined. We were also keeping track on what is happening in air quality projects in several countries around our region. And yeah, the trees as a topic of phenology campaign is one of the major ones as well. Another topic which resonated last year, we even had the session last year, regional meeting, was the topic of hydrosphere, globe hydrosphere, and water bodies and rivers and everything which comes around this. So in this year's spring, we organized the call for student videos and story maps, where students were showing us their favorite or nearby lake, stream, or seashore. And all of that we screened on the online Water Bodies show. You can still find all these videos and story maps online if you missed the event. And I think it was quite interesting collection to see. And we hope that we will get some more from students perhaps next year if we organize it again. Because it was a COVID year still, we were not really organizing any IOPs. We were not encouraging that much students to go outside to collect data, which perhaps in future we would like to do if possible. Another topic which will be resonating this meeting as well is the environmental awareness and action aspect of GLOBE. It's one of the strategic goals in the strategic plan of the GLOBE program. And we partly try to reflect it on that in Water Bodies call. And we will continue in the session tomorrow, which is in the second part of the afternoon tomorrow. A new topic that we are piloting this year is the topic on how to communicate GLOBE, how to talk about GLOBE so that we attract attention. For that, we had a kickoff webinar close to Earth Day, where we invited environmental journalists to tell us some more hints about what are the key points to attract the attention of people when we talk about basically about anything. And we are also happy that we have the GLOBE vloggers and that they produce videos that we can share and that we will be also showing during the meeting. And we really recommend you to go to the GLOBE vloggers playlist on YouTube and to see some of them. And that's a topic that we want to continue in sharing with you and talking to you about. Obviously, we were in contact with you. Tony already mentioned our regular Zoom meetings with the coordinators community. We also had a Padlet, the same Padlet that we work with now, but we had it in the beginning of the year as a Padlet for your plans for 2021, which help us also to see and to share our intentions and plans and perhaps find synergies. This year was very rich on trainings, teachers' trainings, and also on online events that you organize for your teachers or your community. We are really happy that you are telling us about those, that you're inviting us for the events that you organize. And that the best thing is that you organize these events and that you have audience for those, and that you keep your community active in your countries through those. Another thing that is still ongoing, and we really want to support you in that, is to build the trainers and mentor trainers community in our region. We will have a session on that in a while, so let's start it off right now, right today. And another big part of what was going on this year, and Dana already mentioned that we have many new members of the team. We have some new countries in Globe, and we have some countries who joined Globe 1 year ago, and they are still in the process of not really starting, but kind of getting it running on the long term. So what was going on were the onboarding calls with new countries, some activity planning with them, many discussions about equipment, tools, how to recruit schools. We've been also sending some equipment kits to some of you, and consultations and trainings were going on, either for coordinating team or also for the teachers. So that was a really enjoyable part of our work as well, to get into touch with new people and to help them to re-engage their schools or to start a program in the country. Now we have the regional meeting, and as I said, as the second virtual one, and we hope that we will not have the third one next year, but who knows. And last thing that I want to mention is the capacity building projects that we started to discuss with you like 1 month ago, and till 15 October we should finish those and submit it to a GIO. So that's all in a nutshell what was happening over the last year. Perhaps I forgot about something, but if I did, then you can always bring it up in the following discussions. So thank you, and I am down the sharing, and the word goes back to.
Yeah, if there are any questions at this moment from you to Bara. No questions, nothing in chat. Greetings, but no questions. Okay, so if there are no questions, we can move to the board. You probably know that our region has a board, Europe and Eurasia, and it's for us as a regional office, it's great to cooperate with the board. We meet once a month on Zoom to open and discuss various topics, to receive feedback to our plans, or to to receive some recommendations, new ideas. So it's very helpful. And at this moment, I'd like to give a really big thank to all 6 members of the board that served during the last year. So it's a Laura from Estonia, then Anthony from Ireland, Daniel from France, Sanja from Croatia, Marcela from the Netherlands, and Vladimir from Croatia. So really big applause to these all people. Yeah. And now I'd like to give the floor to Laura. She's the chair of the board, and she organizes online elections of the new board that will serve next year. So please, Laura.
Thank you, Dana. And thank you everyone for being here today with us, especially Tony and Lynn for waking up so early, Bara and Dana and Lenka for your great job. And of course, you all country coordinators, it is an honor to work with you. And this year, again, unfortunately, we had to do the board election virtually, but we did it. And I will share my screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
Great. So this year we had again a virtual election. I have to say that this year we had more people nominated, but only some of them accepted the nomination. And thank you everyone for sharing your thoughts and for nominating different people. Those who didn't accept the nomination, they were not on election, but they know that they were nominated. So thank you both for nominating and for accepting. Just a short reminder that what are the aims and the role of the board. We are elected for 2 years. So those people who will be announced in 1 minute will be on board for 2 years. And those who are old members and are not stepping off the board their mandate is for 1 more year. And we have up to 6 people. We attend monthly Skype meetings, which are organized by RCO. We are proposing any changes, any recommendations on the constitution. We assist Para and Tana and Lenka. We provide support, share our ideas. We are kind of the voice of the coordinators and the globe community. We are actively involved in the regional meeting agenda and planning process, and also the Earth Day event planning process. We are all present here, and we are there to collaborate with Globe and with RCO. So our current board, Dana already mentioned that we have 6 members. And Anthony is not probably here today, but we have to make a great applause for Anthony Purcell, who has been the member of the board for some years, and now he was stepping off. And he will not be on the next board because he's not the coordinator anymore. So it's me from Estonia, we have Marcella, we have Vladimir from Croatia, we have Danielle from France, and we have Sanja. And I'm really happy. Sanya's and Anthony's positions are coming to an end. And I'm really happy to announce that we have 2 new members. So Sanja, welcome back. And Ramona, you are on a break, but let's make a great applause because we have Sanja and Ramona, 2 fantastic ladies from hot countries.
Yes.
So thank you.
Big congratulations. Thank you, Laura. Thank you for introducing us the results and the new board. And so thank you, Sanja, that you will continue. And thank you, Ramona, that you will join the board group. And we really look forward to cooperate with you and to meet online on Zoom once a month. And so really, thank you. So congratulations, big applause again. Yeah.
Looking forward to the first board meeting, new board meeting.
New board. Yeah, and I see that we have Vasco from Portugal now with us. Vasco, I introduce you as a new country coordinator in Portugal at the beginning. So if you would like to say only a few sentences about you to the country coordinators and the whole community.
Yes, sure. Thank you. So it's a pleasure to be here. My first time as a country coordinator here in Portugal. Globe in Portugal is still, well, I would say in its implementation stage. So we're still identifying the opportunities, the schools, the teachers that could work with us. And but we are very excited about this idea of establishing Globe in Portugal and making it more active once again. And I'm looking forward to collaborate with all the partners in this region, in Europe and Eurasia. And so I'm happy to be here, and I'm here to learn today most of all, to learn more about the program, learn more about what's going on in the other countries and how we can collaborate in the future.
Thank you, Vasco. Thank you and welcome in the Globe family, in Globe Europe and Eurasia, and the Globe as a whole program. We have also representatives of our region in working groups. Maybe, I'm not sure if all of you know who is a representative in these groups. So I will share my screen and show you. Yeah. So there are, we have Globe has 5 working groups, and each region have 1 or 2 members in each working group. So in education, it's Ilekikas from Estonia. It's a former country coordinator and also scientist. Then in a science group, it's a Kostas Kartalis, CC in Greece. In technology, we have Eva Kalka, trainer from Latvia, and Laura, CC in Estonia. In evaluation group, our representative is Nectaria Adactylou from Greece. And in diversity, equity, and inclusion working group, we have Marina Pavlic, a very active teacher from Croatia. So it's our people that work in these working groups and represent our region there. And now you know probably, or I'm sure that most of you know, that there are 3 open positions in 2 working groups. It's in science and evaluation. And so it's possible to apply for this position. The deadline is October 20. You have received information directly from Tony, from his mail, and also Bara sent you information about this. So I think that you received this. And because some of people give us information that they would like to apply, or they would like to nominate somebody to apply. So thank you to all of you who are thinking about this and would like to work in these working groups. It's very important for all of us. So I can stop the sharing, and more information how to apply you can find at the web page. Yeah, there is a link in the chat where you can find detailed information if you haven't time to read it so far. So please have a look, and if you are interested in this, you can apply. Deadline is October 20. So any questions, comments?
Either to board or to working groups.
Yeah, to what was said so far. No. Okay, so let's continue. And so I'd like to ask Dr. Tony Murphy to give his presentation. And if there are any questions during this presentation, you can put it to the chat, or after the presentation, there will be also space for discussion, so you can unmute and ask directly. So it's up to you. So thank you, Tony.
All right, so thanks everybody again for taking the time to come virtually, at least, to the annual regional meeting. And hopefully, as Bara said, you know, we were hoping that this year we might be face-to-face and in person, but we're definitely hoping that by next year, when the meeting will be held, that we'll be back to more normal kind of operations and having a face-to-face meeting. But again, it's all dependent on what's happening with COVID. Should we go on to the next slide here? Great. So a couple of the things that we did to really support country coordinators and the regions as COVID was really taking a grip on this was looking at how we could get information out as quickly as possible to people, and then what kind of support would the regional offices need. And so for the regional offices, we did supply them with a Zoom capability if they didn't have it already. And as has been mentioned, there's been increased communication, especially around these monthly meetings, which is great. Each of the region, as I said, has a monthly meeting, and the topics are very diverse depending on the region and what the country coordinators are looking for. We also have the pages, the web pages on the website that are really focused on trying to help teachers in particular to do, and parents, of course, then as well, when the students were at home for a lot of the time last school year, to really help them learn about science and to keep them involved. And as Bara said, part of the piece that we looked at and that came from, excuse me, from NASA, was that data collection was suspended as a requirement for the International Virtual Science Symposium. And in any case, data should not come before a person's health, the collection of data. And so if there were any health restrictions, movement restrictions on people in their local areas, they took precedence over the necessity to collect data. And so because of that, we eliminated the requirement that the students would need to take data using GLOBE protocols for the International Virtual Science Symposium. And I think that's going to be the case as well this year. We have, aside from a project that the students might want to do that could include collecting data, we have over 200 million data points and measurements in our database. And so there's lots of data there for people to, and for students to actually grab a hold of and do some analysis and research projects on. And so, you know, we're looking at updating some of the pages again with some additional information as we head into the school year and what's happening in different parts of the US and the world and so on around that, and if there's been any new movements. As has been mentioned, all of our regional meetings have been virtual. Last year, there was only one meeting that was a face-to-face, and that was Asia and Pacific, and that was because it happened just before the pandemic started to spread from Asia area. So, but through the end of the year this year, there's 3 more regional meetings. They're all going to be virtual meetings as well. And I'll talk about the annual meeting in a little bit. Next slide, please, Michael. So as Donna mentioned too, the GLOBE family continues to grow even though we're in the pandemic, and we had Slovenia. Oh, I added in Moldova and it didn't seem to take there, but Slovenia, Moldova, and Armenia in Europe and Eurasia. And then we also had Bhutan join in the Asia and Pacific region. And just looking at the data here of the people that are involved in the program, And this is from the About page, in case you're interested in finding these tables. This is in the About under impacts and metrics. So you can see each of the regions here, the schools, the teachers, pre-service, students, alumni, and globe observers. And we have over 200,000 globe observers around the world that are adding data to the database. And you can see what the status of each of the different regions is. Not a lot of training, of course, was happening because of COVID. And so the numbers didn't increase as much as previous years, but there's still been some increases because there's been the face-to-face workshops have, while they've fallen away, e-training has actually taken over a little bit in that respect for teachers. Next slide. And I apologize that this is small, but this is for Europe and Eurasia. And this is actually the amount of data that's being entered by each of the different countries. And this is all available as well on that metrics page. And so I just thought it would be interesting for you to take a look at this. And of course, the newer countries like Armenia are at 0, but there's a pretty healthy distribution of data, especially among the countries that you're from, where the program is very, very active. And so it's great to see this, and you can go and look at this any particular time that you want. And this is a snapshot for the end of September. So Friday, I guess, Thursday. So next slide, please. So right now, you know, even though COVID, and this was one of the things that we wanted to look into, would COVID impact the collection of data across the program? And in the analysis that we did, it has had very little impact on data collection. We do, of course, have a number of automated stations, particularly around the atmosphere protocols. But even still, there was quite an amount of data that were being submitted, even though COVID was still rampant. So we're up to almost 210 million measurements, which is a phenomenal amount of measurements to have in the program. And it's just amazing the type of analysis and work that can be done with those measurements if the students desire to. And over the era of the pandemic, we've collected over 1 million measurements. And every month, depending on what holidays are going on and so on during the month, or if it's summer recess in half of the in one hemisphere and not in the other, there are about 800 to about 1,200,000 measurements entered per month, which is pretty phenomenal. And so that's why our overall number is increasing, and it's increasing pretty rapidly when you're entering that amount of data each month into the system. So very, very healthy, and great to have that as access for research. Next slide, please. So moving away from that to some of our big celebrations that happen. And as you all know, we do celebrate Earth Day every year because it is the birthday of the program. And last year we had a video presentation again, and we had some video production that was completed, as well as having the stipend drawings for the students from the IVSS that would attend the virtual annual meeting that we had in July. So it's always a big day next year. We're hoping that, you know, we may be able to get outside to do some stuff. We're not sure yet, but if we can get out at all next year, I'm hoping that we will be able to do something around Earth Day that will actually be outside, as opposed to what we've had to do for the last 2 years, where it's been inside and recorded. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully you'll be able to go outside too, wherever you are. Next slide, Lenka. Thank you. The vloggers, which was mentioned as well earlier on. Again, and I put in Malta there, but I'm not sure why that didn't save. The vloggers is a pilot initiative, and we have 2 students from each region that's talking about their experiences with Globe and how it has impacted their life. And if you haven't seen any of these videos, I really would recommend that you go and take some time to look at them. Even if it's just the 2 students from the Europe and Eurasia region. So it's Johannes from Estonia and Hannah from Malta. And these pieces of videos are just amazing, and what they talk about, the impact that the program has had on them. It's amazing, and you really, I think, get a good experience from the students on the impact of the program on them. And so, as I said, this is a pilot initiative. We'll be looking at how well it has gone for the year. Judging by how it's gone already, it's been pretty successful. But again, we'll have to look and see how it goes. And it would be run in exactly the same format. So it would be 2 students per region, 1 male and 1 female. And they're on the YouTube channel, our YouTube channel on Globe. And if you're not sure where that is, if you scroll down to the end of the Globe pages, you'll see the social media platforms that the program's on, and YouTube is right there. Okay, next one, please. All right, so the International Virtual Science Symposium. This for the past year's International Virtual Science Symposium, you can see some of the data there. We had 242 projects from 20 countries, which was, I think, down by, 10 or 15 maybe projects from the previous year, which was pretty good, really, because we didn't know what to expect with COVID, and the fact that students were not in schools and separated from teachers perhaps, and so on. So this was great to actually get this number of projects. And then 79 were eligible for the drawing, and the drawing is, of course, to receive some a stipend, generally to attend the face-to-face meeting, but in this case, the stipends were used for other purposes by the schools and students. Each project received a 4-star student research badge and at least 2 other optional badges, and all of these badges are shown on the IVSS pages within the website. And on Earth Day, there were 7 projects selected to receive these stipends. So Earth Day again next year in 2022, we will go through that process. This has become kind of our standard piece for, or our standard action, I guess, for getting the students, especially if they're traveling, because we want to make sure that they get visas and so on, and the teachers that are accompanying them, that they get all of that ready for the travel piece. Next slide. Yep, so I must have sent the earlier version to you, so just one moment. Yep, I did. So oh, actually, I put that on the next slide, or on a later slide. It's not, if you go back, Lenka, sorry. So some of the big things that working groups were working on, and you've all probably heard about the Globe Trainer certification process, because it has been a process, and to get this completed, and it's taken quite a while. The education working group were originally had a proposal that was going to come forward, and they were discussing that at the GLE in Ireland. So that's in 2018, I guess. Was that 2018? Yeah. So, and then during that particular meeting, they got a lot of feedback that people were not happy with that. So they kind of went back to the drawing board, and then they reviewed and revised that process that they developed to the current one that we have today. And so what we have right now is a process where the country coordinator is a very important link in the process, because the person who is applying to be a trainer sends their material first to the country coordinator. And then if the country coordinator approves the application, it goes forward to the education working group. And the education working group will then, if they approve the application as well, there's a mentor trainer that is assigned to the trainer, to the candidate trainer for the training and certification process. And so that's a different system than we had before. If there isn't a country coordinator, the RCO, the Regional Coordination Office, is involved. And so we're also looking at how that particular piece works. All of this is automated, and what happens is there is a application link on the website where all the forms are located. And so this particular website, and when you get the presentation, you'll be able to click on the links and so on and go to the pages. But under the trainer section of the website, you or anybody who wants to become a trainer can go in. All of the forms are there in PDF format, and you can download, if you don't have it, a free PDF reader and writer, so you can actually complete the forms. And then you upload the forms on the Globe website through a link, and they automatically go to the country coordinator, because you will have signified which country you're from in uploading the documents, and they will automatically go to the country coordinator. And then the country coordinator can look at them and approve them and send them off. If you don't want to approve them because there's some item missing from the packet, you can do that and send them back to the applicant and say, you know, there's X is missing in your application, so we need to get that completed before the application can move on. And then we also had a switch over from master trainer to mentor trainer, and that is because the education working group felt that master trainers were more of an older system of training, and that a lot of people were already doing this in the community, were mentoring people as they were going through the training process. And so we are now going to switch over to mentor trainers instead of master trainers. And everybody should have received 2 communications from me about that process. And so it's up to you to decide whether you would like to become a mentor trainer or not. And we're just trying to figure out from the number of master trainers that we have around the world, which is about 680, how many of those are going to become mentor trainers, because we really can't have the training process for people who want to become trainers without a mentor trainer, because that's an important part of the system. So we're waiting to see, and we extended the deadline, I think, to the end of last month. And so we're looking at how many converts we had from master trainer to mentor trainer. And then hopefully trainers will also become mentor trainers, so that there'll be a new flow upwards as well. But in the initial transition time, we want to make sure that we have enough mentor trainers to be able to train the people who want to become trainers, because people are actually using the system and applying for trainer status right now, actually. So you want to go to the next slide? For the science working group, they also had a very big project on the deactivation of protocols, and they did a lot of work around this. They looked at all the protocols in the program and what ones were used the most, what ones could be used in the classroom easily. They had a list of criteria, and they submitted a report after a final report after some community feedback, and to GIO and NASA approved the report. And so GIO and SSAI were creating a plan and a timeline to deactivate a number of protocols. And so we will communicate that to the community as well once we have the plan solidified and the timeline and so on. And just to remind you, if a protocol is deactivated, it just means that you will not be able to enter data for that protocol anymore. All of the material will still be available. The protocol itself and the learning activities, all of those will be available. We're not sure yet how that's going to work, but they will be available for people. And part of that too is that some of these protocols that are being deactivated because of instrumentation issues, that the instrumentation is just not available anymore for the particular protocol. And so in 5 or 6 years, if a new instrument became available that would work for that protocol, then the protocol could be reactivated. And it would have to go through a process to get to that point. But we don't want to throw everything out, because in 3 or 4 years, we might be looking for that to bring it back in. So, so that's kind of the process on that. And then they're also reviewing and revising the protocol proposal process. So you may know that there was a process to propose campaigns as well as protocols in the program. Those processes are outdated and need to be renewed and revised. And in fact, the protocol process was even done before the science working group was in place. So they're looking at that process and trying to figure out what works, what's somewhat easy for proposers, but then also maintains quality of the protocol itself. Okay. And then the Globe Programs app, as you all know, is Globe Observer, and David will be talking a little bit more about this. But there have been a number of enhancements on the different tools within the app, within the Observer, over the last period of time since we spoke last. There's also a number of campaigns and challenges that are run by the Globe Observer science team. And then also there's a number of publications that have come out of their work and the work of the Globe Observer Network. And so those can be found on the Globe Observer pages within the Globe website. So some reminders for you here. As Donna said, there are 5 working groups now. The newest one is diversity, equity, and inclusion. We still have education, evaluation, science, and technology. And we are putting a whole new emphasis on the working groups and getting their efforts publicized and the work that they're doing, because they are doing a lot of work now, and they really are very functional working groups. And so their work is going to be broadcast in the news brief. Some are already using blogs. And then, of course, there's a number of them doing presentations throughout the year to the community in some form or other. We're also, previous to this, there was just basically one page for the working groups, which had the list of names that of who was on the working groups. We're expanding that now so that each working group will have its own set of pages to add materials to add resources to, perhaps to have a workspace as a working group that they can work on papers or whatever their topic they're working on together. But we're also hoping that because they will do that, that each group will kind of know more about what the groups are doing, because that's one of the difficulties with the working groups, is they aren't always aware of the work of the other groups, and sometimes they can help in that, but they don't really know what's going on. So so nominations for that close on October 20th. So if you are interested, there's only 4 working groups that actually have spaces available. The DE&I doesn't yet, because it's still a new group and it's only in its coming to the end of its 2nd year. So, and most people have, your term is 1 to 3 years. And so probably next year we will see some vacancies coming up or turnover on that particular group. But as I think as Donna said, there's evaluation working group, needs a representative from Europe and Eurasia. And then there's 2 at-large positions. And so at-large positions means that they're open up to the whole community. And so Europe and Eurasia, for example, could have 2 reps on one working group because of that. And so those 2 groups are science, and then evaluation again is for the at-large. So evaluation, at-large, and your region, they're the 2 seats that are available, and then science is the at-large. It doesn't mean anything different than that. There's no voting difference or anything for the person that's at-large versus the regional rep. Annual survey will be coming your way in December. And the turnout this past year was down, and we're not sure if that was COVID, and if people weren't sure because schools were closed and so on, if it should be completed or not. So so we're putting a new emphasis as well on that to get it out earlier, so that people can complete it as well before the winter break. And the other thing that we're changing is that normally you may remember that at the annual meeting, I might show you a couple of slides about the results from the annual meeting and, from the annual survey, and we will put those up on the website. So we're taking a different tack on it because we're not sure how many people were actually using those PowerPoint slides. So we're developing a series of infographics from those results in the annual survey, and we're starting that this year. And I'll actually send you a draft of the technology one because I was going to show that, but I can't show it. So, and they're going to be based on the major goals within the strategic plan. So there'll be an education infographic, a science one, a technology one, a community one, a communications one. And so all of that information will typically be drawn from the annual survey. And then for the IVSS, it has been announced already for this coming year. And so the theme this year is engineering solutions for a changing climate. And hopefully that's going to work its way into, we are hoping to have some sort of a global campaign around climate that would possibly be announced sometime next year. We're not sure when yet, but that the IVSS would kind of dovetail into that. And so for the IVSS, the date for projects, they cannot be submitted later than March 11th. And that's because they've got to go out to the judges from the Globe International STEM Network, the GISN, to be assessed and so on. And then we have to collate all of that and get it ready by April 22nd for Earth Day for the drawing. Actually before that, because we have to have the drawing done by the 22nd. And I think that was it, Lenka, is that right? Oh, no, there's the other half, sorry, of the reminders. So Earth Day 2022, as I mentioned earlier, I won't mention that again. The annual meeting, we have written a proposal to the National Science Foundation for because that's where our funding comes every year for the annual meeting. And we have written one that it would be a face-to-face meeting in the last week of July. You can see the dates there, and it would be in Denver, Colorado. And we're hoping that it will be a exciting and fun event. We'll be making a decision on whether it will be face-to-face or not as soon as we can, just so that you know, people will know if they are traveling or not. But there's such uncertainty right now. I think it's even more difficult than making the decision last year for that one. So anyway, so we will, but that's the plan right now. The dates won't change if it's a virtual meeting. But of course we won't be in Denver, but we are really hoping that it will be a face-to-face meeting. We have a contract with a hotel, and you know, part of the decision on turning it into a virtual meeting or not all hinges on finances and deposits and losing money in deposits and so on. But it's a very interesting hotel. I think people will enjoy it, but we'll let you know as soon as we can on that. And then the other part that I just want to remind people of is there is a new portal in the website for publications, and it went down a number of weeks ago when the upgrade was happening to the system, and it's now back in operation. And so any publication that you do, that you write, or a presentation that you give, it's always great to put those into this system, and it's in the publication section of the website. And then you can also search it. It's a dynamic searchable database. So if you're looking for publications for some research that you're doing or something like that, you can also go to that portal and do a search for research that's being done on Globe all over the world. So that I just wanted to remind people about that. And I think that's it then. So here's our world and our globe world. And I think there might be 1 or 2 countries that have joined that have not yet gone into that, but that's being updated today, I believe. So we'll be able to update that on the slideshow here. And then there's another one. Yep, that's it. All right, so. All right, so sorry I went a little bit over, but I went slowly on that because some of this might be new to people.
Yes, thank you, Tony. Thank you for all the updates and information about what's coming, what is on plan. So now it's a space for questions. So if you want to ask, so please put it on the chat or unmute and you can ask directly. Any questions?
And I'll be here all week too. So, if people have questions at some other point, or you can email me too, that's fine. Or you can private chat me on here, hoping that I'll see it, but
Tony, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
This changing master for master trainer to mentor trainer. Deadline this year was the 1st October, I know. And what about it? If some master trainer in next year decided to become the name of mentor trainer, it will be some new possibilities to.
Oh, yes, yes. Yep, you can. So what we wanted to do with this particular call was we wanted to, one, find out how many people were interested in moving from a master trainer to a mentor trainer. And the second part of that was making sure that we would have people in each region who would act as a mentor trainer for the people coming into the system who want to become trainers, right? And if the pandemic has taught us anything, I guess it's that, we're all virtual and we can do things virtually. And, some of that mentor-trainer relationship could be virtual. The challenge becomes when it's a language issue, right? And it's not the technology piece, but it's the language, whether it's Russian or Arabic or, there's very limited number of trainers that have those languages. And so we just want to make sure that we have the people in place to be able to do that. So that's why
something wrong only in my computer.
Yeah, that's why we extended it. But next year, if a master trainer decides that they've reconsidered and they would like to become a mentor trainer, they can apply. And all of the application forms are, well, I think it's just one application form for the mentor trainer is up on the website, and they can complete it and send in the materials. But we wanted to make sure that we had a few mentor trainers, at least around the world, or even if they're congregated in one spot, that they can help candidate trainers complete that process. So, and that was, so all of this was with the education working group. And remember, they sent it out to people for their review, to give some feedback and so on. And they did get some feedback, and they incorporated some of that feedback and so on into the system and into the process. So it took them a long time to hand it off to us, and it's taken a lot longer for us to implement it because the trainer aspect actually impacts a lot more of the website impacts it a lot more than we thought it would, and even more than David at SSAI thought it would. So, because it's goes into people's training records, and it goes into the e-training system, and it's very widespread. And so that's why it's taken us quite a bit of time to get it up and running, but it is going fully automated this month, and we're hoping that it will work smoothly for people.
Yeah, thank you, Tony. Sure. I would perhaps, because we have some time to talk about different questions and doubts that people may have on this applications and what they should do as country coordinators and all that. So perhaps I would just ask if someone has some other question to Tony, some other than trainers and mentor trainers related question, then please post the question now. Otherwise, we can just go on and continue with that topic of trainers and mentor trainers. So if there is any other question to what Tony was presenting, please raise the question now. And I think we lost Fyodor. He was writing that he had some problems with connection, so he will get back.
Oh, he's back.
And he's back.
Cool, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is no other question. So let's just talk about that. What are your questions or your perhaps some experience so far with this process? Tony already explained that it was more difficult to implement it on the way, like on the background, let's say. And you received several communications this year, and lately it was the communication about becoming a mentor trainer, which was sent only to some of you, only to those who had the status of master trainer before. So, and I really want to thank to all of you who decided to become mentor trainers, and you already submitted that, let's say, fast track application, let's say. And I also respect those who just said, okay, we don't have capacity for this role, and we will keep being trainers, but we simply cannot take the role of mentor trainer. So I just want to say that I value both the answers, and we already have several applications in that have been sent to GIO, to Global Help Desk, so from our region. So that's, thank you all for that. And now, any other questions, mentor trainers or just the trainers? Anything you would like to ask or make sure that you understand it correctly?
Thank you, Bara. Thank you. I'm satisfied for it.
Yeah. So perhaps, yeah, I'm not sure if you are waiting for something, or if everything is clear, then that would be the best message for us. But in the meanwhile, I will just share the screen. Dana posted it in the chat, but I will share the screen. And because Tony was saying that now you can, or anyone can actually apply online, which means upload the application through the website, right? Which was not possible earlier. So I will just share it and I will show this to you in case you have never been to that website yourself. So you should be seeing the Globe website. So we are in the section which is called trainers, and it's under the community and people. It's trainers. And here you have the information how to do it. There is this chart, how the process is working. Here you have the instructions about how to fill the PDF application. Here you have all the documents that you need to download, either the applications or the for the trainer or for the mentor trainer, or this kind of chart is there as well. And once you have the application, you have it filled in, and you want to submit it, then you should go to this tab, apply to become a Globe trainer. It's on the left here. So when you go to it, you will see a simple page. There is not that much of text here anymore. And here you have all the instructions. You can see that there is my name here because I'm signed in. My photo is here. I'm signed in through my Globe account. So you need to be signed in to, or anyone, teacher, trainer who needs to refresh the application. Everyone needs to be signed in to do this through the website. And here you just, here it's in Czech, but it would be like select the file. So if I click on that, right, I can select my application, which I have saved somewhere in my system, in my computer, and I will just upload it. And it will upload here. And if I want to upload some supporting documents, let's say the list of the trainings I have done, or the, I don't know, some proof of that I have some special training or course or degree, or my curriculum vitae, I can upload it here by this at a supporting document. And then all that you need to do after that is to submit the documents. And this is the way how Globe Implementation Office, the Globe Help Desk team, they will learn that someone filed the application, and the automatic notification will come to the country coordinator of that country from which the candidate comes. Is it correct, Tony? Do you want to add something?
That is the current situation, but this month it's going to transfer to a completely automated system. So the community support team will not be doing anything because they'll be shut out of the system in relation to what they were doing. But and so when you submit, it will go to your country coordinator. And then that will trigger an automated email that your country coordinator has received it. And, you know.
Yeah, so it will be some notification again that will come to the email of the coordinator.
Of the applicant, yes.
Of the applicant and the coordinator as well?
And the coordinator, yes, the coordinator will get an email or some communication saying that there's an application waiting for you in the system, and so then you would go in and download it. And I have a few questions to Dave because we need to make sure that system is completely in sync, and that everybody knows what that means, right? All the country coordinators know that when they get this email, they should go in and review the application, and they can approve it or deny it. That's their prerogative, but you know, it needs to be looked at so that the person that's applying can know where the application is.
Yeah, thank you. So there is a question from Juliet, which is in the chat. So do you know when approximately we will get response? We have submitted in January 2021. So just to make it clear, Juliet and her colleague Eric, they were very, let's say, early with their application. So they could not submit it through this system, which was not in place yet. But they submitted the applications through email. So that's another thing, like who should take the next step for the applications, and they submitted applications to become a mentor trainer.
And trainer status, yes, to keep the status of trainers. I just wanted to know if we have to write again our applications, or if it's enough just to wait.
So where did you send it, Juliet?
To Bara and Dana.
It was it was resent to everybody, you Islam working groups members and all that in June. So I don't want to take long time here to discuss
Okay,
all that,
okay.
but
So let me figure out where that is.
the thing is that the application is in, but someone needs to tell the candidates what they should do. And because they are at the same moment country coordinators, and they cannot wait for a country coordinator to tell them this. So,
right. So I talked with the education working group about that, because we discovered that was not part of the process, right, that they had developed. So they are redeveloping or they're adding in a new part that for country coordinators who want to become trainers, the application, I think, is going to go to you in the regional office for your approval or not. So, but that is not definite yet, and I have to get back to them to see what they decided, because they had to discuss that.
Yeah, if it will be like this, then we already approved it in June.
Right.
I don't know who is the final approver.
Right, it will go to the education working group then.
Yeah, and I think our globe working group member Ilekika, she also approved it through email, and then the thing is like who will do the clicks in the in the accounts in the system.
So Juliet, what are you applying for? Is it a trainer and mentor trainer?
Trainer and partly mentor, but not for all topics.
It's a mentor trainer.
Eric
yeah. So the mentor trainer. So that's another change in the system, actually, from master trainer, where you had to train every protocol. The mentor trainers don't need to do that, right? So, but if you received a request to train it, as a mentor trainer, we would assume that the person would learn the protocol or pass it to somebody else, because it was getting unwieldy to do some of that master trainer and trained in every protocol piece. So, so for the mentor trainer, it's really more that learning about the training process and the mentor process.
Yeah.
Because once you know those, the science part is if you can train well, if you can train one protocol well, it's likely that you will train other protocols well, right? So that's what the education working group felt. Mm-hmm. So, so you won't have to become a mentor trainer in atmosphere, in pedosphere. Once you're a mentor trainer, you're a mentor trainer.
Okay. Yeah.
So for the trainer application, though, then the person has to be in a workshop situation, right? And they have to have a mentor trainer assigned. So we have to wait for that mentor trainer group to come into place before the trainer can be certified. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yes, but for Juliet, it's she applied for the mentor trainer.
For the mentor trainer.
Yeah.
So let me look at that piece, because I'm trying to remember what it is off the top of my head, and I can't. So
it's Juliet and Eric, her colleague, and
Markus Eugster now.
And Marcus, but Marcus has submitted this one, the fast track one now.
Yeah.
But because Juliet and Eric submitted the applications well before, right?
Yeah.
They are still somewhere lost in that system.
In the process. Okay. Yeah. In the
so,
ether space of. So Juliet, I'll look into the mentor piece, and hopefully we will have some mentor trainers. That can either do it virtually, because that's probably what we're going to have to do anyway right now, given the pandemic and so on. But we'll figure that out. So I'll take that on as a task here.
I just want to say that Dana or myself, we will be more than happy to be
mentor,
the mentors for any mentor candidates from our region. So
right. Have you all filled out the form?
Yes, he sent
Okay, good.
information to Islam.
I didn't.
And he
I
replied.
haven't seen him yet, so well, I haven't. Anyway,
It's like
All
catch
right.
22, but we did, yes.
All right.
So any other question or any other experience that you had, something worked, something did not work, or you want to submit application, you don't know how to do it, or you get questions from teachers or trainers how to do it? Anything like this is occurring?
I have one more question. Tony, to Tony.
Yes.
You know, there is the part of this application about the meetings where the candidate participated in. But, you know, on the Globe web page, there is almost no information of Globe events local. Only there is a list of this Globe conference, annual conference, every day from the very beginning, from the first annual meeting, I think so. But another events, there is no information about it, about the Globe teachers training on the really the country level. I have not, I cannot find the information about our Globe conference on Baikal Lake in 2003, but it was really the Globe headquarters Globe conference because they received some money even from UNESCO for this seminar, and no information about it at all. You know, the Globe had already 26 years. So, but first 15 years we had not such a good website of Globe.
Right.
But now there is no problem to put all this historical data into the archive of Globe website, just to permit to people to see not only on this now, what is Globe now, but what is Globe 15, 20 years ago. Now we had not such a possibility. Sorry.
So, but as far as I could remember, on the form that you complete for, that you might be looking for some of that information for Fedor, you only go back 3 years, I think, on the mentor. So for the active status form, right, so the other new thing, right, is that people need to complete an active status form every 3 years, I think it is. And that's really to, one of the things that was happening was that people became trainers, and then, some of the protocols changed, or they were they were modified or somehow, and people might not have kept up with those modifications, and or they just weren't active in the program for a number of years. And then people who received training from some of these, from some of the trainers, it just was not the type of training that they should have had, or it wasn't the right training given the protocols and so on. So the education working group were looking at how do we maintain, right? And a lot of certification programs, teachers and so on, right? You have to keep an active status. And so one of those forms that Bara was showing is an active status form. And I think it's for 3 years. So you have to show, you don't have to go to the regional meeting every year, but if you go to a regional meeting once every whatever, and then an annual meeting and so on. So I'm not sure, Fyodor, that, you know, we need to go back the 26 years of the program, putting it into the calendar for people to be able to apply for that status. However, I will say that, as far as I believe, all of those events that are on the calendar are drawn from information that country coordinators put in there, that we would put in there, that Barandana would put in there, that folks in the other RCOs would put in there. So all of those events really do come up from whatever we put into it, right? So we need to put the information in there, if we have it, on what's happening, and we don't always have that information. And for some of it, it's, you know, information that you might only want for your country, because it's an event that's only happening in the country. And so, you know, it's up to the country coordinator to put that into the calendar system. And if you don't know, you know, how to do that, we can generate a tutorial or something on how to do that. But there was one other piece now that was about the calendar. Oh, the workshops. The workshops should feed in automatically into the calendar too. And if they're not for your country, then you should let the community support team know, because the database of workshops is connected to the calendar. So the workshops automatically feed up into the calendar. But because we're in COVID, there's not a lot of workshops happening, right? So a lot of them are virtual workshops, which should still go into the system, because if you're training teachers using a virtual workshop, they're still being trained as Globe teachers. So they have to get permission to get into the system and to be able to enter data and all of that. So it should still be the same type of administration as a face-to-face workshop, whether it's a virtual or a face-to-face.
Yeah, I will just jump in here. So that was, I think, a useful reminder from Tony. And just back to what Fyodor was asking about the events which are like were happening in past, and you perhaps were part of that or part of organizing team even. So I think it's good that you have it somewhere in your you know, records. And if you want to put it to the application, I think you can still do it. Even the other events that may qualify you to become a trainer or a mentor trainer that are perhaps not Globe related, but they are related to your skills to become a mentor, for example, or a trainer. And these are also not in the Globe database of workshops and events. So I think that the whole process should be based on trust, and whatever you state in the application, we suppose that it's true, right? So, and you have some documents or some other records to prove that if someone wants to see it, which I'm not sure if someone will really be doing these checks, but I think it's really based on trust, and you just write to the application whatever you think that qualifies you to become a trainer or mentor trainer. So, and then please convey this message also to the other candidates from your countries. So it's good that the workshops are in the database, but if something is not, because it happened a long time back or because it happened out of the Globe network, still you can state it in the application. And I think that's the basic rule. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And I can see that we are slightly behind the schedule now. So perhaps some last question, if there is any, to the trainers. And if you have some more question on this, Tony will be with us the whole week, so you can even ask Tony any other time. And we will have also Friday, 2 hours. So if you will come to have some more questions or you want to solve some issues, you please also can use Friday for that. So any other last question to this topic?
May I ask something?
Yes, Katarina.
Because sometimes it's happened that most of us forgot to fulfill this administrative document like a current teacher active status form and to send, but it is visible from the database in the Globe web page that we as a country coordinator, we are the trainers, and also we are in almost all trainings, we participate in most of the trainings. If some of us forgot to fulfill it, what will happen? You will delete us, or you will see from the database that we are active. It is very simple question, but it is very important because I have a lot of duties in the ministry and maybe I will forget to fulfill it. Thank you.
So the form hasn't been so the active status form is up on the website, but that process, so there's two parts to this, right? One is getting the mentor trainer process up and running, right? And that has taken a lot of time to get it up and running. And, you know, it's going to take probably a couple of months to make sure that it's running correctly and that all the pieces are going where they should go. Once that's done, then we're going to start looking at the active trainer status. And there will be a whole communication piece about that going out to people about when that's going to start. And you know, what's expected on the form, and you know, there's not going to be a lot of paperwork accompanying that, I think, because it's just going to make it too unwieldy. And so I wouldn't worry, Katarina, about that at this point, because we have to talk with the education working group as well about some of the items that are listed in the active status form, and how relevant they are, or how easily, you know, trackable they are, or whatever. Because I don't want people tracking stuff, because we've got a lot of everything either has to be automated or it's not going to appear, I think, because we just can't track. There's no way we can track the number of things that people do as part of the community and make sure that they're, you know, happening, and that they're happening, and that they put them on the form. And we can't do that. I mean, we'd have to hand that off to Bara and Dana for Europe, and there's no way they could, you know, they wouldn't do anything else except track. And that's not, to me, a valuable use of people's time. So that's, you know.
Okay, thank you, Tony.
Okay.
Yeah, so Katarina, there will be more communication on this.
Yeah.
And
yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's still not in place yet.
Right.
So, okay, so shall we now have a break? I think it's been, wow, it's been already 2 hours that we've been sitting and listening, most of you listening. So let's have a break. Dana, you want to say something?
No. I only want to say that we will put the start to the chat that Zoran asked about the new start of the next session. Yeah.
Okay, so shall we meet in, let's say 15 minutes, but let's really start at 15 minutes. So if you can be back a little bit sooner so that we can really start 15 minutes from now. And the next session will be mostly in the breaking room, so you will have enough time also to talk, not only to listen.
Great. Thank you.
So until now, you can stay in the meeting, just mute yourself, or you can switch off your camera and then come back.
And Lena, I'll send you our Lenka, I'll send you version that I should have sent you with the other information in there that was missing. Okay.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah.
And Tony, if you expect the same situation happening for the presentation you have tomorrow, if you can please send us the presentation in advance
will,
so that we don't lose time tomorrow. Thank you.
Yep. Yes, I will.
Yeah. We'll come back. I hope you managed to stretch a little bit, to breathe some fresh air.
So hopefully you are back with us.
It seems that that we have everybody, that nobody was lost from the meeting. I think we have still many people on.
Yeah, and we have a new one. We have Monica from Slovakia. She changed with Barbara.
Yes,
So,
hello everyone.
So welcome, Monica.
Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm back.
Yeah, welcome, Ramona. So I think, Dana, you can start to.
Okay. Okay, so now we have time to learn together about what has been organized in globe countries and what is planned ahead by you, by coordinators. And we ask you to post 1 to 2 activities on what has been done, and also about 1 or 2 activities, what are you planning to Padlet board. And we'd like to thank to all of you who contributed to the Padlet, because it's really great inspiration and really very nice collection and nice reading. But we will not read it now together because it's really very long reading. But if you haven't done it, so we'd like to encourage you to read the post later on, one by one. So please find time to do it. You will see that it's a nice inspiration for you. But instead that today we have a time for a discussion and for sharing our learning, sharing our experience. So we selected. You will have time to select 2 topics during this time, and we selected 2 topics. Sorry, I try to again. We selected the most attractive topics that we found in the Padlet that you shared there, and that we'd like to be on the discussion. And the topics are the most common that were on the Padlet you shared. So it's the topics that you shared the mostly, and it seems that these topics are very interested for you. There will be 2 rounds of the breakout rooms. We will work in breakout rooms, and in each round you will select 1 topic, 1 breakout room, and here you can discuss and you can learn each from another. So after the first round, we will meet again together in this main room, and then again you will be able to select 1 topic and be in the second round in breakout room, and again discuss with your colleagues and learn each from another. And after these 2 rounds, we will meet all together in this main room, and we will have a broader discussion to see what we have learned. So the aim of this session is to learn from each other, to share know-how from different countries on the same topic, and to share experiences. So it's the aim of these sessions, and we will have 2 rounds. So I can probably share the topics that we found at the Padlet. So I will share my screen. It's here. Yeah.
Yes, we can see it.
You can see it. So you can see the first round. There are 3 topics. The first one is about air quality campaigns or observations, everything you post at the Padlet about this. The second topic is about fundraising opportunities and successes. It was also mentioned there. Also, you mentioned the cooperation with US embassies that support you in different ways. Then the third topic, it's a student research opportunities, various contests, conferences, IVSS. You organize a lot of online such events. So this is the topics for the first round. The second round, the first topic is collaboration on observing rivers, lakes, and other water bodies. So it's about the topic of the water. Then the second is about recruiting and engaging schools in Globe. It's also quite a popular topic at the Padlet. And the third one is online teacher trainings that occur very often. So it's the topics for the first round and the second round. You will find the names of the breakout rooms also written. So I will now, I think I can stop share now and ask you if it is clear how it will be organized. We will work in 3 breakout rooms now, and you will choose from 3 topics in the first round.
How long will we stay in the first?
Yeah, we will stay 20 minutes in the room, and then we will meet again in this main room. And also what is important that each breakout room will have a facilitator. One facilitator will be Bara, then Laura will volunteer as a facilitator, and me. And what is very important, to have people who will take the notes, such a note taker in each room, because the recording doesn't work when we are in parallel breakout rooms, and these notes are very important for all of us when we want to work with it later on Friday, when we put our plans together or we discuss what we want to do together. So these notes are very important, and so please choose one member of the group who can take the notes, and it's not necessary to share the notes now during the discussion, but send it later to us by email.
I posted the topics for the first round to the chat in case you did not remember that, so that you can think about it, which one you want to select, and you will then see it also written on the name of the breakout rooms, but you can think about it now also.
Yeah, and so you can think about it.
And I just want to add that the discussion is yours, right? There are no specific questions what you should discuss. Anything that you want to share around that topic, or you want to ask perhaps to more experienced people in the group about this topic, please do so. The discussion is yours. It's like a group learning from each other, as Dana said, and there is no specific leader who should be presenting something. Everyone can contribute, and it's up to you which group you select, but from these 3 you will be able to attend only one. So
yeah, so maybe we can decide the facilitator. Laura, can you choose the which group you would like
to? Laura.
Well, I would like to take the third one.
The third one, the student research opportunities.
So I go for number 2.
Okay, so I will do air quality. Perfect. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I will add some technical information about, if I may now, yeah?
Yes.
About how to do it. So you will, once the breakout rooms will be open, you will be able to open the list of rooms by clicking icon breakout rooms, which is in your Zoom controls in a black bar. It's a square of 4 little squares. Once you click this, you will see a window with the names of the topics, with the numbers, and you will be able to choose the one that you prefer and click on join. Once you do it, you will need to click either, you will see another window and you will need to either confirm by clicking yes, and you will be redirected to the breakout room, or you will choose no and you will be able to select another topic. Once you will be in the breakout room, you will be able to get back to the main session anytime. So in case of any technical problems, you can again click on the breakout rooms icon, open the window, and then there you can choose leave back to the main room. I will be there waiting in the main room. So if you have any technical problem, any problems, basically just get back to me and I will try to solve it with you. You will be there working together for 25 minutes and you will receive one message 5 minutes before the end of the session and another 1 minute before the end of the session. Once this will happen, you will be automatically brought back and we will continue together. One thing, please be patient. We are quite many, so it may take a little bit time when you will be joining the room. So please be patient, wait a little for the process to happen. Okay, so I think this is from the technical point of view. If there are any questions about it.
Yeah. Is it clear?
Is it clear?
No questions?
Oh,
Can
I
we
also
start?
posted the information to the chat so you can read.
Yeah, Maria.
I hope.
Yeah, you hope. So we will see. So we are back. Hopefully all of us are back in the main room. Nobody stays in the breakout room. We are seems like okay, it's perfect. So how did it go? Was it okay or any technical problems?
I'm sure that someone will say that there was not enough time.
There was not enough time. Yeah.
There was enough time.
Yeah, we finished with questions and no answers to the questions. So we have to continue later on. Yeah, but so if everything was clear and no technical problems, so we can repeat it once more, the second round, and I will again show, or yeah, there is a information from in chat, or Bara will put to the chat the names of the breakout room, or
yes, I will do it. I'm doing it right now. So we will not have any discussion now. We will have the discussion after the second round.
Yeah.
So if there were any questions or anything that you did not finish in the breakout rooms, you just note it down and you can raise it up later on in 20 minutes, basically.
There will be time.
So these are the topics.
And again,
second round.
And so if we can ask again Laura to be a volunteer.
I would like to take the second one.
Recruiting, okay.
I go for 1.
Bara will go for 1, so I am the third. Okay. So think about the
Can you
topics.
find us topics
That you want to join. Can you see it?
Yeah. First is water, second is recruiting schools, and third is online teacher trainings.
Okay. Schools. And the third?
Online teacher trainings. And we go.
Okay, so let's go. And again, please find a note taker. Yeah, we are all back, I think.
Yes. So I have to say that this time we kind of managed to, to get at least everyone to share something, which I consider as a success. I don't know how it was in your groups. If you practice some fast speaking techniques.
No, we need more time. We were a bigger group this time, and so, but we will continue, I think.
Yeah. So let's continue right now. And I just want to make sure where we are in time, and to make sure that what time we have. So do we have, I think we have 15 minutes for discussion now, just to confirm it with Dana and Lenka that it's okay.
Yeah, I think we have.
Yes, sure. So let's we will discussion which will be now. It's for everybody. You can use chat or you can speak. Please, I will first say what we should not do. Please, let's not do the reporting. Let's not repeat what you talk about, like one by one in the group, but anything that actually caught your attention, any question or any good example that you heard of from someone else, you can highlight here for the others who are not in the group. Or perhaps there was some pressing topic that you want to continue in discussing. Please, let's start with that. We have 15 minutes. We will see how it goes, and we will have also Friday for our plans, so we can come back to that as well. So anyone feels the urge to open some of the topics? Don't be shy to be the first one.
May I maybe propose from our discussion what was very interesting for me, and I would like to know how it is in most of the countries, but I know we don't have space to talk about each country, so I would like to ask people to maybe write it in the chat that some countries mentioned they have this good cooperation with the Ministry of Education, what doesn't work in Slovakia yet. So I would just maybe like to see if you could put in chat that how many of you really have, or which countries have the good cooperation. Then maybe next time I go for negotiations with our Ministry of Education, maybe I could use it as an argument that maybe in most countries around Europe and Eurasia it works or it doesn't, just to have the impression how it actually is in the region.
That's a great idea. So Monica is opening a poll in the chat where you can please contribute if you have good relation with the Ministry of Education in your country when it comes to supporting GLOBE, or at least not only financially, but supporting it also by, taking part in your events or talking about GLOBE, even talking to you as a country coordinator. Even that is nice to have, actually. So please feel free to respond to Monica. And in the meanwhile, is there any other topic or question?
Well, for me, the Estonian learning expedition was really something interesting to hear about, and it's something that we will definitely be trying to emulate in a smaller version sooner or later, because we have the capacities to do that, and the mechanisms with active vacations with students around Slovenia. So that's definitely something we'll be trying out. But the thing that got me thinking was just this international cooperation with international events. That's something we should really explore more. It was really great for us when Diana and her colleague Borjanka came to Slovenia to do live teacher training for us at the end of August, with Bara and Peter Falcon from NASA also joining us online. Just events like that, just having people from the Globe family meet in these regional events. I think that's something that really motivates teachers later on. So maybe that's something that we should prioritize more, or I don't know how much it has been in the past because I haven't been here that long, but it's really something that has had an impact in the short while we've had tinkering with it in Slovenia.
Zoran, thanks for mentioning that. I have to add one more thing which was in our group and which was described by Sandro, that he feels, or he can see actually, that the regional meeting in Trieste 2019, the last one that we could do in person, was like a catalyst for promoting Globe and for higher attention of the Ministry of Education and the Regional Council to actually notice that there is Globe and that this Globe can be useful to schools in the whole Italy settings, not only in certain regions. So it's good. These kind of meetings are good not only for the participants, but also for the promoting Globe to the third parties, to the stakeholders. So that was in our group, mentioned by Sandro. Any other reaction to the same topic, or opening another topic that caught your attention? So what about the recruiting the schools? I don't know how many people were in that group. Was there something perhaps that you found the same, something that worked in different countries, re-engaging schools for Globe or recruiting new schools? Was there something that you want to share?
Well, my comment was actually for what we discussed in that group. So just events and some of this international cooperation, that's something that we've discussed that works. And also the different systems of just getting credits for advancement where teachers are concerned, but that's basic hygiene, you know. The thing that then gets them engaged and keeps them engaged, those need to be interesting activities, challenging things, meeting new people, feeling like part of a community, that kind of thing. Others can add something.
I can say that in our country it is important to underline that main of the schools, new schools, are engaged because of the collaboration between teachers in the school, because the teachers which are the Globe teacher, when speak with their colleagues from other schools, then these schools are sending me requests to be part of the Globe. And mainly in this way we recruit new schools. Sometimes the schools themselves send us requests, but most cases are like this.
Okay, that's a nice example. Engage the teachers who are really enthusiastic for Globe and let them talk to the others.
Also, something that has, I think, been mentioned in previous meetings is just partnering with existing networks. In Slovenia, partnering with the eco-school movement has proven very beneficial because we've got more schools more easily, more quickly than we would have otherwise. So maybe connecting similar stories, and I'm sure there's a lot of things going on in different countries, and just tap into that.
In fact, if I may add with Zoran, this is what we did in Malta. Because Eco Schools is well established in Malta, so you had the teacher with the committee already set up, and we provided a way of how they can link Globe with the Eco Schools. And in this way, we are getting a lot of interest from schools who are Eco Schools, but not yet Globe teachers or Globe schools. And this is very, it's a benefit for us. In fact, each year there is a keen interest in the Globe program, because during the training we do for new Eco Schools teachers, I am always there promoting Globe and how Globe can be linked with the Eco Schools. As I was explaining in one of the breakout rooms, this year I am planning an Eco School project, which I am linking with eTwinning and of course with Globe. And new teachers, my partners from eTwinning, I will show them how they can use the Globe Observer app to measure tree height, how we can use the Globe app for the students to monitor how the seeds they are going to plant, how they grow. And basically like this, we are expanding the use of Globe, not just national, but across borders. Through, again, a network which is already established here in Malta, which is eTwinning.
Thank you for this addition, Ramona. Thanks. And this also is connected to the sessions that we have later on this week, the session on collaboration, where we will again have breakout rooms, and one of the breakout rooms will be focused on the collaborations that you can establish with the organizational networks out of Globe, and some examples of good practice. And Ramona will be there in this group presenting. So if you are interested in this, please don't miss this opportunity. Yeah. Anna, you want to say something? You are mute, Anna. Anna, we cannot hear you still. I don't know what happened.
Now you hear me?
Sure.
Oh, sorry. I'm very interested about the situation in your countries. Here we have very large organizations for environmental education, two very large national organizations, NABU and BUND, and we have to cooperate, and they have excellent programs also for environmental education, a bit different. And as we are not allowed to be supported by the administration, by the government, we have to cooperate. But it's interesting to cooperate, but there is a large diversity of offers for schools. Yeah, some schools decide for Globe, but some schools decide for the others. Yeah, and we are now in the situation to put our programs together, but it's a lot. We have to discuss. It's a bit like a coalition we will have soon in Germany to come together with very different systems. Yeah, but it's different in your countries. You are supported by the government.
And I think not in all countries,
yeah,
the support comes from the government directly. So there might be actually people who are at the same level like you are. And I would like to perhaps ask if you are creating kind of coalitions like this, and this is a question to Anna, but also to others. Are you making these coalitions like on the informal basis, or do you do it formally, which means, for example, you sign some memorandum of cooperation or something like this? Is it formal or informal rather?
You put the question to me?
That's to you or to anybody else who has replied to my question.
Yeah. For us, we try to make a sort of coalition, really to cooperate and make a written little contract, yeah.
It's always time limited, but it starts to work. It's very very productive. Yeah, you can. We have more ideas to when we cooperate together. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Anna.
Yeah, we also signed an agreement of cooperation with the NGO that heads the eco-school movement in Slovenia. Actually, they were the ones that wanted Globe to come to Slovenia, but our ministry said that, well, it's going to take an international contract to get Globe to Slovenia, and if we do that, then we need to have an organization that's part of the public system that will actually head Globe. So that's how we entered the picture, and that's how they can actually finance us. So later on, we just partnered with the NGO, and it's going well. But really, I imagine that if you're not a public institution or part of the ministry or anything like that, that you will have more trouble getting concrete funding from the ministry. So maybe partnering with someone who is a public institution might be a good idea. Just the reverse thing of what we have in Slovenia.
Yeah,
it depends on the country, probably, though.
Yeah, thank you. Perhaps I would like to ask Murat Ali, because I think you also had a partnership with NABU, right? Like Anna in Germany. Can you just say what kind of form of collaboration this is?
It's an
you know, actually NABU is very nice organization in our country. Already whole our country schools, they know about NABU. And already, I don't know, more than 20 years they're working. And when I start to work as a country coordinator, first of all, I meet director of NABU, and we signed small cooperation agreement. And of course, they can't give money, but you can organize together. This one also, how to say, not directly, but financial support also from them, if you organize together. And because NABU has many directions, and one of them educational part also they have. And that's why, Bara, you know already, when we organized our first training, NABU also joined to this first training, and that's very nice. Yeah, I would recommend this NABU. You can, yeah.
I'm very happy to hear that you go the same way as we do. Really, we are in contract and in friendship, partnership with NABU.
Yeah.
Actually, Bara, as you know, we planned next second training, work training in our south part of our country. And after, because of pandemic situation, we moved back. But in this training, also want to join NABU.
Oh, super.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. So thank you, Anna, and thank you, Murat Ali. So that was some example of partnering. And is there any other reaction to this topic?
Maybe I can add one last comment. There is an application open. It's the 6th time they're doing it. It's from the BMAD, Beyond Mediterranean Plastic, where they are inviting, of course, Mediterranean countries bordering the Mediterranean Sea to come up with micro investigations about sea and litter and plastic. And I thought it would be a good idea. The funding is up to 10,000 euro. So I came up with the idea of investigating microplastics using the protocol by Italy, the microplastics protocol. Hopefully, if we get selected, I will be able to buy the equipment needed to carry out this protocol. So yes, here in Malta, we try to get funds from these applications. And through the funding, we buy equipment which then can be used by many schools.
Thank you, Ramona. I think it would be useful if you can then perhaps share with either with us or with the countries who are in the Mediterranean region.
Yes, I
the
will
direct
send
link.
I will send you the link.
Yeah.
Of this website and the application. As Zoran said, you have to be an institution, a scientific institution, or an NGO. In my case, I will apply under the University of Malta because GLOBE forms part of this institution, and fingers crossed we get the funds, because like that I can buy digital microscopes, mini laptops, tablets, which I can take on site for the students to use, and also the filtration system needed for the microplastic protocol. At the time, we could not participate in the pilot project because the schools here in Malta, they do not have this equipment. But if I manage to buy this equipment, hopefully we can work on it.
Okay, so thank you. And I think we can, if you want to react to anything which was said, and there were some questions in the chat also to specific people, so we can continue in this discussion and chatting about what is going on and what we plan to do during the Globe Snacks. So Globe Snacks, kind of mysterious name, title for the session, but you know that when we have regional meeting in person, we always have some working dinner, we have the coffee breaks. And this is the time when we share, we share many things. We start new friendships, and you may say that it's difficult to do the same in the virtual setting, but anyways, we try to do it. So we are inviting you to Globe Snacks. You can prepare your own snack, or you can just imagine that they are virtual snacks, what you would like to have. And Dana will be the nice host of the Globe Snacks. And let's meet there. Let's just imagine that we are going for dinner together to have some small chat. And let's go there right now. And before we go there, I just remind to all the note takers from our breakout room sessions, if they can please send the notes to us. You can send it to me, or if you already promised to send it to someone else, you send it to the person from our team to whom you promised that. And I open Globe Snacks and I give word to Dana. And thank you for the discussion.
Okay, thank you, Bara. So let's imagine that we have some good coffee and cookies, or we have a dinner together. We have nice dresses, and we are somewhere in a nice restaurant together, and we have a special time to spend together now and to chat a little bit. And it's usually nice moments at this time when we are in person. And we'd like to use this special moment also to highlight some of the achievements and appreciate your hard work and the work of your teachers and students. So we'd like to do this at the beginning of this special moment of this Globe Snacks. So first, we have a big respect for the Globe teams in countries who have started the program last year. So it's like new countries, and who are making really leaps forward to activate schools. And it's Slovakia, a very new country, then also Slovenia, and then we have Georgia that work very hard on bring schools to the Globe program. And also the same appreciation belongs to the country coordinators who are restarting Globe, and it's North Macedonia and also Belgium. So please give big applause to these countries. Yeah, and beer, Sandro, take a beer. Oh, so it's a first achievement. Then the second, we'd like to highlight and appreciate those who networking or who organize some joint trainings. Even it was very difficult to do this during last year. And so it was Italy. They did a really great job with microplastic protocol, put together a lot of teachers to work together on this important topic. And they continuously give them great support. So thank you for this. Then we have a really nice group of trainers from Croatia that are led by Diana Garasic. And they helped a lot as a trainers in training in North Macedonia, this online training, and also in Slovenia. And so really big thanks to these nice trainers in Croatia. We thank them a lot. And also thanks to Katerina, who organized such a training and invited country coordinators, but teachers from Croatia and from Slovenia and other neighboring countries. So it was a really very important thing, and thank you for this. And also thank to Zoran for organizing online training. It was hard to start Globe in this period, but he did it with this online training. Then we had a nice cooperation, Malta-Israel. This cooperation started 3 years ago in Trieste, and it still continued and increasing, and new topics and ideas are coming. So thank you for this, that you still continue on these activities. And then we have a really very big group of teachers participated in phenology campaign. And these teachers, they were part of the campaign, but also they were part of collaborative groups that Lenka put together. And let's imagine that we had 47 collaborating groups that work together. It was 2 or 3 schools that work together from 22 countries. So it's amazing. And so big applause of all these people that joined Globe program and these activities. So it was the second.
That was a long list.
No, it's only 4. We are in the middle. So the third people, it's the people we wanted to thank, to people who presented at the Globe annual meeting in July. There were several presentations from Croatia. It was Biana and Mirela, the scientist and trainer, and also the teacher Vesna had a poster there. Then we had a presentation from Marcela from the Netherlands, from Anna from Germany, and also Karl Schneider had a presentation there. So thank you. It was not easy to prepare for this, and thank you that you joined this Globe annual meeting and were so active and represented our region. So big thank again. And the last belongs to students and also to teachers, and yes, and you as coordinators who supported them. So it's to all the schools that submitted projects to the International Virtual Science Symposium. And we had projects from Spain, from Estonia, from Malta, and from Croatia. So big congratulations to all students, teachers, coordinators, and scientists involved in these activities. And I have something special that I'd like to give them. I have a golden medal. I'd like to give all of them such a golden, can you see it? Golden medal.
Yes.
So all
of you.
To all of you belongs this golden medal. So you can take it virtually from me now.
You can extend your hand and take it from Dana.
Take it from me. So it's for you.
It looks silver. It looks silver.
No, it's golden. It's golden now. You can see it well, I think.
If you want to have silver, you can have silver.
This is golden one. I have only golden.
Now It looks gold. Yeah, yeah.
It's golden now. Okay.
And
So,
Dana, since this is a time when normally national anthems are played to celebrate the winners, so let's listen to a song together as well.
Yes, yes. So let's do it together.
I think some of you probably know it, so you can not only listen but also sing. If
you can sing. We don't have interpreter with us now, but let's hear and sing.
We're from all the nations. Globe.
It's where the party starts.
Globe. Water, soil, and air. Globe. We measure and compare to save the globe. Give us hope. Yeah, that is hope.
We could make a rave. Huh? A globe rave. I think it's a new thing, a new proposal.
Yeah.
Okay, Sandra, you want to be leader of one more project in Globe. Okay, not only microplastics, but also the Globe Rave.
Wait, sorry, but I have no experience with drugs. No experience. No.
But it doesn't need to be with drugs. It can be just rave.
You're a chemist, Sandro. We don't believe you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And it's been recorded, Sandro.
Oh, sorry. Yes, see you tomorrow. Thank you, Anastasia. So we also usually have a toast. So we have Fyodor there, but I am not sure if we can do toast online. we haven't tried it yet.
Cheers.
Yeah.
With a Fred.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you.
Bye.
So who wants to stay and share something more, whatever you want to share or ask, you can stay. And if you need to go, then it's okay that you go.
Sorry, I need to go. Have a nice rave.
Was it a long afternoon? Yeah, Fyodor would like to go.
Just a question, Bara or Dana. When will you want us to send the notes from the groups?
You can send it after this meeting today, or you can send it during the week.
During the week, maybe we can see it before Friday. It's good to see it before Friday that we can work with it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So Fyodor is back.
Sorry, can I say some words?
Yes, yes.
Dana, you said so a lot of good words. It can be divided on four parts. It was already 4 good toasts pronounced by you. 4 good toasts already pronounced by you. And unfortunately, virtually, there is not the possibility to raise the glasses, but we can do it virtually. And I want to thank all of you for great possibility, great opportunity to see you all. It is not, how to say, not offline, but it is very, very good, and we can meet even often, more often than we met before, once per year, and now we can do it virtually, but every week maybe. So it's new. Our new life, how it happened, nobody knows. Already more than year and a half, we live in the other reality. Nobody can predict it. but as I can see in the screens, you all are the same. And I want to tell you that we are still the same globe community. And I want to thank Tony that he participated so early today. And I asked a lot of stupid questions. And don't be afraid. Don't be confused. So I want to tell you the same words as I tried to say in our previous events, that we all participate in the really very brilliant program, the program Globe. It became awards, a lot of awards, this program already. And it's not the it's not most important thing. You know, we all participate in a good thing. The nature of our globe, I mean globe, I mean our planet globe, Earth. The nature of Earth is a big treasure, a huge treasure, and we don't own this treasure. This treasure was it was given us from our grandparents, and we don't own this treasure. We need to give this treasure, to save this treasure for our grandchildren. And it is our mission, and we are trying to do it together. So, you know, there is a lot of toys store in the United States, and the name of these stores are Toys R Us. Toys R Us. You know, Toys R Us. It is a name of toys store in United States. So I want to say, Globe are us. We are Globe. Tony, do you agree with me? So let me erase my glass to thank you all that we all participate in very good good deal. And together we can make a difference. Together we stand, divided we fall.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Fyodor. Thank you.
It was pleasure.
It was an ecumenic conclusion.
Nice. Yeah. And it's good to remind this to ourselves, I think, time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Very motivating, at least for myself. And let's keep this in mind, at least the whole this week, during the discussions and during what we will see in next days.
Good. Let us do it.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. Thank
I
you.
would encourage Tony to have a small sleep now.
Or breakfast at least.
Yeah, breakfast is on the horizon, I think.
Thank you so much, Tony.
I hope it's closer than on the horizon. Perhaps in the kitchen.
In the kitchen. But
okay.
So it's actually great just hearing people laugh again, and you know, collectively, because it's been so long, you know, since with this thing. But it's great, and that really is what makes our community different, I think, than a lot of other ones. It's that joy that Fyodor talked about, and the common bond that we all have around the kids and the environment. I think it's what makes it very different. So, and what has sustained people, I think, over this terrible period that we're in. So thank you all for hanging in there.
Okay.
And many thanks to Bara, Dana, and Lenka for they made it possible to us to see one another.
And
Thank
good
you,
luck in
Dana.
the next 4 days.
We will need that, Zoran.
Yeah, I hope we will meet there and you will be active in all discussions and
and perhaps you will also witness some of the faults and you know, some mistakes and errors, and I hope that this will all also contribute to our community to feel that we are just people and
yes,
we are not robots. So
can hardly wait.
Okay.
We will show you tomorrow all this.
Oh, thank you all.
Thank you all.
Hopefully
Thank
see
you.
you tomorrow
Bye.
on
Yeah,
Friday
see you
the
tomorrow.
latest. Enjoy the evening.